The U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service's coastal program is celebrating its 25th anniversary, marking a milestone in conserving coastal wetlands and habitats for fish and wildlife across the country. Comprising 10% of the nation's land area, coastal areas provide vital habitat for fish and wildlife. They also protect shorelines from erosion and pollution and provide recreational opportunities for boaters, anglers, and wildlife observers. These coastal habitats provide for 40% of all federally threatened and endangered species, including 75% of all federally protected mammals and birds. They also support 30% of the nation's waterfowl with important wintering habitat. Our nation's rich and productive coastal regions and waters also support tens of millions of jobs and account for the great majority of the national economy, totaling trillions of dollars each year. However, more than 50% of wetlands in the U.S. alone have been destroyed in just the last 200 years. Of all marine habitats, those that are threatened most are in coastal waters, where 90% of the world's marine catch come from. 20% of these valuable marine coastal areas have been destroyed or degraded worldwide. Beginning in 1985 with its first office in the Chesapeake Bay, there are now 23 coastal program offices throughout the United States dedicated to protecting, restoring, and conserving these coastal areas. By providing technical assistance, funding, and other resources to partners and private landowners, the Service's coastal program has restored 251,000 acres of coastal wetlands and coastal upland habitat, protected nearly 2 million acres of coastal habitat, and restored 1,700 miles of riparian and in-stream habitats, providing improved water quality, increased water storage and supply, reduced flood and storm surge risk, and vital habitats for plants, fish, and wildlife. By providing financial and technical assistance, the coastal program achieves voluntary habitat conservation for the benefit of many federal trust species and their habitats. Despite the numerous gains made in conserving coastal habitat by the Service's coastal program and other similar voluntary incentive-based programs, threats to coastal ecosystems have become even more challenging. Climate change poses numerous threats to coastal wetlands and the fish and wildlife they support, including sea level rises, an increase in invasive species populations, and a rise in ocean temperatures and increasing oceanic acidity. In addition, scientists predict increased flooding of populated coastal areas and further decreases in water quality, changes that will severely impact not only fish and wildlife species, but people as well. Given the magnitude of these threats, there is now more than ever a strong need for public and private partnerships to protect and restore coastal wetland habitats. The coastal program's numerous successes in both protection and restoration give hope that, through cooperative efforts of many public and private partners, ample coastal habitat for fish and wildlife will be conserved for future generations. To learn more about the Service's coastal program and to find an office near you, please visit www.fws.gov/coastal. With the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, this is Roya Mogadam.